What's up, everybody? This is your man Reza coming at you straight from the studio, and you might be noticing that I'm looking a little spiffy, wearing the all black and all. But I was actually supposed to go to a funeral today, but come to find it's not even today. It's actually a week from today, and I read the date wrong. So I'm excited to take advantage of this time to share with you guys about something I was just reading about, and I want to share about it because it just resonated with what's going on in my life right now and just how I feel about things. So in general, I'm always like on the go. All right, I pack my schedule, and I love being busy because it makes me feel productive. It makes me feel like I have tasks that will lead to accomplishments. And sometimes I feel like in life, many of us go through that where we love making long lists, and you may not know that you love it, but trust me, if you're a list maker, it's probably because you love making lists, but also because you want to be known, at least within yourself, that you have accomplished something. And so I feel that way personally, that I just love accomplishing things. I love bringing things to completion. So that means I also don't do too well when it comes to long projects. So at work, I've had this long project I've been working on for the last 4 or 5 months, and I get very distracted easily. I find myself taking very frequent breaks from it because I'm like, oh my gosh, is this ever gonna end? But quite honestly, sometimes what happens in life in general, when we have free time, we find ourselves so used to being busy or having things on our plate that if we don't have it on our plate, we feel that we need to fill that time. And I personally did that last year for a good 6 months of the year, where every single weekend, every single hour, if I had a little bit of time, I was scheduling something. And it was driving me nuts because when the year ended, I was like, wow, what happened? Because I felt very disconnected with myself. I felt disconnected with some of my friends. And I just felt disconnected with the purpose of why I was operating and why I was doing things. And I was just reading out of my Bible right now. And in Luke chapter 10, verses 41 and 42, there's the story, a quick little story about Martha and Mary. And Martha welcomes Jesus into her house and immediately starts serving him. Starts getting out whatever she's doing to give him food and all this stuff. Just being a great host, of course. And it states that Mary sits at his feet and listens to what Jesus is saying. And Martha's reaction is, hey, excuse me, Jesus, don't you see that I'm serving you? Why don't you tell Mary to come over here and help me help you? And so it's kind of an interesting situation. And Jesus, being so gracious and calm and cool that he is, he goes, Martha, Martha, you are so distracted with so many things, but there is only one thing that is needed. And that is exactly what Mary is doing, because no one will ever take that away from her. And what I just came to realize was wow, I got busy going to these cool conferences and these concerts that were biblically based, and I wanted more of God. I really wanted more. But what it turned into was me doing more when really I wasn't nurturing my own relationship with God. Jesus is saying Mary is doing that good thing, which is listening to him. Sometimes we're going to find ourselves doing things that the Lord didn't even call us to do, so why are we even doing it? It's so important for us to be in sync with him, and the only way we can do that is by listening to him, by praying with him, by seeking his word, and really finding out, God, what do you wish for me to do? What is the action you wish for me to take, so that I won't find myself like Martha, as Jesus says, you're distracted. Martha was serving Jesus. How could he say that? But quite honestly, Mary was sitting at his feet saying, yo, I want all of you. I want it. Give it to me. What do you have? I want to hear it. Because Martha, what ends up happening is while Jesus is speaking, she is not able to absorb everything that he is giving out. He's here to give you all of himself. And if we're so busy thinking that we, serving the Lord, are doing a service for him and that we ought to be gratified by it, we're not nurturing the main reason that Jesus even came to this earth and died for. He died so that we would be in a relationship with him. So remember, there's one thing necessary, one main thing, and that is to seek God, to love God, to give Him all of you. And that doesn't mean like go lock yourself in the room and start praying 24/7. That means before you do certain things, make sure you seek God first, ask Him first, pray to Him first. And you may not get that, immediate answer, but the best thing I've discovered in my own life is that when I take the time to put God first, He at least lets me know where not to go. So, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. God bless. Peace.